A lot of experts, they believe that Singapore is the next Norway. And guess who is crushing the car market in Singapore? It's BYD. Now, why do experts say that Singapore is the next Norway? Well, the increase in electric car sales in Singapore has been staggering. The EV percentage has just hit 31%, and it's rising incredibly fast. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. Great to see you. If you can support the channel on Patreon, that'd be amazing. I'll put a link in the description below. Even just a couple of dollars a month is phenomenal, guys. Thank you for your support and for subscribing. It's been a really exciting 12 months in the EV market, in the global energy market, solar market. I mean, everything is changing incredibly fast. And, you know, Tony Siever's predictions are coming true almost to the dot, which is insane. So, what's going on in Singapore? Well, electric vehicles gained ground in 2023. They accounted for 18% of the car market in that year. That was up 11.7%. The best-selling brand in Singapore was BYD. BYD accounted for around 20% of the EV market. Now, they were followed not too far behind by Tesla, which was followed by BMW, Hyundai, and Mercedes. Cars are very expensive in Singapore. There's huge taxes on cars. The country is obviously very, very small, and realistically, the government doesn't want that many cars on the road. So really, the price of an EV is neither here nor there. They're, in fact, not very different, almost identical now to internal combustion in Singapore. So a lot of people are saying, you know what? We live in a relatively small country. Why on earth would we get anything except for an EV? It doesn't make sense. This is even in a country where almost everyone lives in an apartment. So people say, oh, I live in an apartment, you know, EVs are not going to work because we live in apartments, we can't charge them. Well, clearly, there are ways around that. Clearly, there are solutions. And in Singapore, they found plenty of them. And therefore, customers, they don't see any real drawback with having an electric car. Now, keep in mind, you don't necessarily need a hyper-fast charger at home. So you can just charge with a general home plug, and you can add enough range generally to recover whatever you've used during the night while you're asleep. So EVs in Singapore, their percentage is rising at an incredibly rapid rate. And they've gone last year from 18% last year to this year, 31% in February. So that's a pretty big difference, 18% of the market to 31% in February this year. It's a good chance by this time next year, EV sales in Singapore will hit 50%, could even be higher than that. Therefore, very good chance within the next couple of years that, Singapore will see no more internal combustion engine vehicle sales, which is great news. And I mean, realistically, it's a car market in Singapore it's not that much different to Norway. When you talk about the population size of Singapore versus Norway, they're both relatively small countries where EVs really work perfectly today. And to be honest, that said, I mean, EVs can work great in countries like Australia as well. But with the price of electric cars coming down, with the fact that where Singapore is located in Southeast Asia, it's really the perfect position to get cheap EVs from China. And that's another country where the Chinese car market is really going to take over a lot of the vehicle sales in that location. But interesting to see here. You can see maybe the future of the automotive industry. It's Tesla and BYD at the top. You know, once EV sales take off in a country, that's pretty much what's happening in most locations. Now, it's not the case necessarily for BYD in Europe, for example, but BYD are hoping to change that, and they're slashing the prices of their EVs and obviously trying to improve them constantly. They now have, I believe, about 8,000 engineers just working on electric car development every single day. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.